Hey, Mark and Joey here on a Tuesday morning, and Tuesday morning during the winter means our recap day because Monday night football. So we put it all together on a Tuesday show. We need Monday off because Sunday we're so exhausted watching football, and we're looking so forward to Monday night football that Monday we take off typically in the wintertime. So we're going to do that still, and we're going to look at Tuesdays as our recap day, and that's going to right now include baseball because we're getting down to brass tacks here in the baseball. 13 games left for most guys. I mean, long season, but we're finally getting to playoffs. I'm looking so forward to it. First of all, though, before we get into that, Joe, I want to talk about ultimatesportschannel.com. Go there, we have a sports feed every day, all the sports news that's happening. It can be your opening page every morning, along with our sponsors, along with where you can listen and see us on audio and video on all the podcast channels that we're on. So head over to the website. But what we want to talk about here first is the MLB. As I mentioned, we're getting down to the end of the season here finally. And it's getting really exciting. Wild card has kind of narrowed that. Then, especially in the National League, like a week ago, probably 10 days ago, we were talking 6 teams. Now we're really talking 3.
Yeah, and like you said, that's really the biggest difference in the wild card over there in the NL. The AL's always really been down to 3 teams at one point. Boston threw its hat in position there, but has fallen out completely now. So we're able to throw them out. We're also able to throw it in the NL. The Mets, Philly, Cincinnati, Arizona, they're all done right now. And really the only teams that have a chance are actually 3 teams that are battling on their own division, which is very interesting. You got St. Louis, Milwaukee, and Chicago, and it's very interesting because, right now all 3 of them could technically make it, but one of them could only make it. Well, actually, sorry, 2 of them is going to make it because Chicago and Milwaukee are the only 2 right now in the wild card that can get in there. So Milwaukee's the only team that's out, that's looking in, that has a chance. But they could also win their own division, push St. Louis out. You never know. And Chicago can go win the division, push St. Louis back. And it's just so many combinations that could be really fun, but also could be very simple, which is right now, Washington and Chicago have the 2 wildcard spots with St. Louis winning their division. I liked Milwaukee for a long time to get back to the playoffs.
On Milwaukee.
So I'm really looking for them to make that run. They're only 1 game back of the wild card, 3 games back of their division. I felt like it was a relatively easy schedule. I know their best player has gone down. But we'll see what they can pull together. I hope they get back in there as they were there last year. So, team like Milwaukee, kind of in the middle of nowhere, it's always good. I feel like when they get back in, it keeps adding to the value of baseball.
Small market teams are always, we kind of cheer for them because they don't have the money of the New Yorks and Los Angeles Dodgers and teams like that, Boston, all those kinds of things. Love to see those teams getting in the playoffs. So we're cheering for Milwaukee. I think it's enough. St. Louis as well, because you know what? Every city needs to have a year when they win everything. So they won the Stanley Cup. I'd love to see St. Louis get in there and have a shot at winning baseball's prize. So I think they'd be fantastic for that city. They went a long time to win a Stanley Cup. And to be honest, I don't even know when the last time was they won the World Series. So would love to see that happen. I think it's, Boston's had that. They've had all the championships at one point. So I'd love to see that happen for St. Louis. Love to see Milwaukee in there. Don't want to push Washington out. But they already have Donald Trump to talk about. So really, do they need to be in a playoff as well? So I'm pulling for Milwaukee and St. Louis to be my teams.
And Chicago.
Joining you because my Mets really hurt me.
Yeah,
man.
But you get 3 teams, right? Because one of these teams is going to win the division. So you can still have Chicago in there too, which is always good for baseball. Chicago Cubs. Well, remember their history. They finally got it done. For me, I'd rather see Washington, Milwaukee, and St. Louis get in there. Chicago can lose out. I feel like Chicago can be good anytime they want to be. I feel like they got the budget to be good. Yeah. They got players to be good. I feel like, Washington, after losing Bryce Harper, had a lot of controversy there. I'd like to see him get redemption here. And then, obviously, Milwaukee, like I said, their best player's already out. Give them a break, give them in the playoffs again, and see if they can do something there. But anyways, it's all coming down to these final spots, and then all for a 1-game playoff anyway. So,
I love the game, watching it, but after 162 games, to make the playoffs and think that you might only have 1 game, I think the baseball playoffs are a farce. I really have never liked the way they do it. They should have less regular season games because for most teams, including us, so we can talk from relevance this year, the Blue Jays haven't been in it since the beginning of the season. It's a long goddamn season to watch a team that's got no chance of ever being in the playoffs. I'd really love to see baseball expand that. There's been lots of talk back and forth. They're steadfast in the way they do it. But a 1 game, after you've gone through a 162 game schedule to have to win 1 game, this is a joke. This is like shootouts to win championships and things like that. You know what? You need at least a 5-game series. You got to give these guys the credit for finishing where they did. So it's unfortunate. We're going to be excited by the game. That's the way it is. But I'd rather see a 5-game series for these guys. But anyway, there we go. Now on the other side, Moneyball. Oakland getting in there is a great one for us. I don't know how they do it every year. Obviously, Billy Beane's a master at putting baseball teams together on a budget that is probably 25% of most of these other teams.
100%, and really at the end of the day, they should get in with their schedule leading up. Tampa Bay has the hardest schedule. They got to play basically everyone in the division. Yankees, Red Sox, Blue Jays. I mean, those are all tough series. I mean, the Red Sox, I know they're out of it, but they got talent out there that they're probably going to let play even to finish out the year. The Jays, you just never know with them right now. A young team that is playing as hard as playoff teams right now.
Well, they can score runs, so you never know with them that they might get, might be able to get in there and steal a couple games.
Right, exactly. So, big question marks for Tampa Bay, and then you have to play the Yankees as well. So, Tampa Bay's got a tough go ahead of them playing their division to finish off the season. Oakland has a relatively easy schedule, and so does Cleveland. So, I'm really looking at Cleveland, Oakland be the teams to hold on to these wild card spots and play the one gamer. Like I said, unfortunately for Tampa Bay, you have a tough division, and your bad teams are actually trying out their young stars, and like I said, providing some trouble. So, like I said, you got a tough go of it to finish off your season. Now, with that being said, if Boston maybe lays off the throttle, maybe sits a bunch of guys, I don't know what will go on there. I know the Jays won't, and I know the Yankees won't. So,
well, Boston's got a new guy coming in this year. Obviously, they fired Dombrowski, and so these guys are a little bit playing for jobs. Maybe even it's not as prevalent in baseball because of how big these contracts are. But you know what? A new guy could come in and start to clean house if he thinks this team's not going to win long term. So I think a lot of these guys want to play to make sure they stay where they are in Boston.
That just provides more and more trouble for Tampa Bay. So good luck, Tampa Bay. You have a long road ahead of you to finish off this season. Only 13 games, but 3 against the Yankees, 3 against the Jays, 3 against the Red Sox. That's a difficult stretch there, and where Oakland gets to play, Texas, the Angels. They have 2 games against the Dodgers, but other than that, they're really easy too. And then same with Cleveland. So, hey, they got an advantage here. Cleveland and Oakland, it's up to you guys. The only way you're out is if you blow it yourselves. You got perfect schedule. You got good enough teams.
Yeah.
It's up to you now to get it done and get in that wild card spot and play that one gamer. Tampa Bay, if you get in, all power to you. That's going to be an impressive stretch here of the last 13 games of the season to get in that spot.
Yeah, it is, and it's when you're too many games behind, like some of these teams. My Mets fell out; they just disappointed. 4 games too much to come back, so that's why we've tightened down our wild card selections here now. And there you go. There's the teams we think are going to make it, and a couple that we're hoping are going to make it as they get down to these final few games. So it's going to be exciting. There is at least a couple races to be following as we get down to the last 13 games here, 14 games. Depending who you are. And we'll look forward to report next Tuesday is really going to tell us a lot. 7 more games, or 5, 6 more games are going to be gone, and we'll know more next Tuesday. So we'll look forward to recapping again the wild card race next Tuesday morning.